What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a few updates, bits of news, and reset things for Destiny 2. And of course we're going into the first non-solstice week for a little while, where we'll probably feel the come down a little bit, heading out of the launch period for Edge of Fate and the loot palooza that was the event, but not long until we get to Ash and Iron now. In the meantime, there are a handful of updates that we're going to get for the game as well. So we've got a patch today and we'll preview a few of the changes in this video, as well as some heads up from Bungie, various bugs, disabled items, and things to be aware of. That's not necessarily surprising. Plus, when we get over the reset line, we'll have to see if there are any unexpected boosts or things like that applied. But as always, I'll keep you posted on that later on. So if you find this video helpful today, feel free to get subscribed to the channel and I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But now let's get into it. First up, a few heads up from Bungie here. They say, due to an issue where the cross counter perk on Liar's Handshake can be activated from all damage sources, it has been disabled in all Crucible activities. So that's the problem with that one. We'll see when Bungie get a fix for it. Otherwise, in case you missed it, for players at 450 power, Bungie deployed a server-side fix to resolve an issue where Crucible matches weren't dropping tier 5 gear. So if you've been affected by that over the last few days, it should now be resolved. And of course, with regards to Crucible, they say new cheat detections have been rolled out over the last week. And since then, Bungie have been banning players found cheating in PvE and PvP content. So hopefully we'll see less of it, but there are a lot of cheaters in the game right now, unfortunately. Today though, we are getting another update in the pipeline. We've had one after another week over week since the expansion. Today's update is 9007, and it's just worth keeping in mind there will be about an hour and a half of downtime immediately before reset. So that's about 8:45 AM PDT when the game goes offline. In terms of changes though, Bungie have said a small volume of players are unable to integrate Strangelit capsules and progress the Edge of Fate campaign. That should be fixed in the update today. Otherwise, the culmination challenge for Reclamation currently requires more completed challenges than will be available before Reclamation ends on September 9th. We're revising the target count downward to ensure that it can be completed before Ash and Iron ships and a new round of challenges begins. So that one should also be fixed today. And just for clarification, I believe we'll still be in Season of Reclamation after Ash and Iron drops, but just more that we're in the second half of it, and specifically Bungie are referring to new challenges rolling out, so it won't quite be the end of the season when we get to September 9th. Otherwise though, for additional updates today, I think a lot of the Warlock fixes and adjustments will actually be a little bit later on, but there should be a fix for Starfire Protocol, where it wasn't returning as much energy as expected on empowered hits, so that will be raised to the intended 5% with the fix in 9007. And like I said, the other ability adjustments, exotic tuning and things like that, while it's possible we'll get some of them in today's patch, it does appear that most of them will either be in September, Renegades, or if we're lucky, we'll get a couple more in the updates that we might see in the next couple of weeks before Ash and Iron. For the full patch notes though, I will keep you posted when we get them later on today. With regards to reset content today though, we aren't expecting anything major, so of course Solstice comes to an end. We've had the bulk of the rollout of the timeline as we understand it, but if we're lucky we might get, I don't know, a portal boost of some sort. We'll just have to wait and see. Separately though, while Bungie did release some mobility fixes last week, which improved the base mobility for Hunters, Titans and Warlocks up to where it should have been at the launch of Edge of Fate, it would appear there are a couple of other bugs. So firstly, Enhanced Athletics will show you that it grants plus 20 mobility instead of plus 30. So that one needs an update, and even adding a second Enhanced Athletics mod will grant plus 15 mobility, so it's sort of a diminishing return. On top of that, it appears that lightweight weapons now grant plus 10 mobility instead of plus 20. These are once again community discovered, but Destiny 2 team said we appreciate the report and the team is aware and currently working on a fix for a future update. So more mobility and base stat updates are going to continue to roll out. Also, with us being right at the end of Solstice though, something worth keeping in mind, players have said they can't claim the interference shader from the Solstice reward track. Bungie help say, for anyone experiencing this, please check the acquired shaders in your collections, as it should basically already be unlocked. So it's sort of a visual thing, where it doesn't appear to be claimable, but it's sort of automatically claimed and added to collections. Definitely check in on that if you think you've been affected. Otherwise, Bungie are aware of an issue where the Mythic Kepler missions will say it hasn't been completed, or more importantly, will still advertise a Kepler gear reward after completion. But keep in mind, only the first clear of the week actually has guaranteed Kepler loot, where we can get those tier 4 and 5s depending on power level. Otherwise, clarification here, we will get a new reward pass with Ash and Iron, which will be the Reclamation reward pass, as opposed to the one that dropped with Edge of Fate. So all of the current reward pass things will need to be claimed by September 9th. Otherwise, Bungie have recognized the Top Challenger seasonal challenge currently requires more completed challenges than will be available, as we previously discussed, and that should be fixed in the update today. Bungie are also aware that tier 5 tuning mods on armor pieces will not be saved in loadouts, so there's a special mod slot that tier 5s get that can lean further into a specific stat at the expense of another. When you select those in the minute and save them as a loadout, the loadout won't actually respect the mod choice, but it should be fixed in the future, just worth keeping in mind. And of course there are plenty of other known issues right now. If there's anything specific that you think's been affecting you and you want to know if it's a thing, I'll link the full known issues article down below. In the meantime though, firstly we get the update today, probably another 1 or 2 updates before Ash and Iron drops, and then by the time we get to September, Bungie have said that there will be some of the power adjustments and updates to Portal content that they've promised recently, so those will also come alongside the power increase. I know there are some players who've got to 400 power and have decided not to specifically grind for 450 because it's going to become so much easier in a few weeks' time, which is fair enough. The same kind of applies if you don't like the current pace of the power grind. Best we can tell, that will change to some degree. We don't know exactly how much, but there'll be adjustments made to it in September, as well as the inclusion of new Portal content. So I guess we've kind of got a quiet spell until then. I've kind of been on the grind since Edge of Fate dropped. I've just got 400 power. I've got a bunch of decent Solstice tier 5 stuff now as well. So for me personally, I'm going to chip away at some of the seasonal conquests and bits and bobs, but I'm definitely going to tone it down a little bit versus the amount of grind that I've put in over the past few weeks, just because it is all set to continue after September 9th. So I kind of see it as a pretty good time to take a break because it's only going to be a short period of time before things ramp up again, and Bungie hopefully give us some juicy stuff to do in the Plaguelands. Part of that juice will be Siva-themed loot, won't it, Bungie? Surely. I know I keep making that almost mocking comment, but I just feel like at the minute with Bungie's track record, Ash and Iron come in with Plaguelands themes, but Bungie still not giving us any Siva-themed loot seems entirely possible. But as always, I'm going to stay positive. Cue the comments about how I'm never positive. I think for me, I just have a certain type of sarcastic humor that some folks always assume to be overtly negative when, actually, if anything, it's my kind of coping mechanism for when I start to get a little bit fed up. On the most part though, I'm enjoying the game and I'm looking forward to the next lot of updates. So give me your experiences down below. If you found today's quick update though helpful, a rating really does help me on the channel, and help us out as well if you want to see more Destiny content. Hit subscribe. Maybe one day, slowly but surely, we'll chip away towards 600k subs. I very much appreciate you guys either way, and for now, I will catch you guys very soon.